Hi everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to Tara's Take. Today I wanted to play with some decoupage and use some old vintage book pages. I have napkins, tissue paper. I'm not really sure what I'll use, all of which I'll show you here, but I have some with writing on it. I've been really wanting to try these. Miss Betty sent this to me, and then I have these beautiful tissue papers that Vanessa sent to me. And then I have napkins from both, from everybody. And so I thought, well, you know what? This would be fun to do today. I need some, to make some ephemera and some cards. And I thought, well, I could combine my paper, and I also have some of my cardstock over here. I have the one that's the darker brown, and the brown one, and then I have the one that's the colored, what did they call that? I can't remember. Anyway, but got it at Hobby Lobby. I did do one the other day with this. Where did I put that? Let's see. Oh, I did this one on top, the napkin, and I did it on top of the music paper, as you can see, and then I glued it to the cardstock and made a nice little, not little actually, large journal card. I didn't want to lose any of the Eiffel Tower, so I only trimmed down the sides and, tried to keep as much of it as possible. And then this ribbon I added yesterday when I got back from the wedding. Well, yesterday, probably a Sunday I did it. And it came off of my corsage that I wore. They got me a corsage. It's like a pink, and I thought, it matches the flowers in here. So yeah, so I just wanted to come along and join in with you guys and make a few more things. So I'm gonna sit that over there. So you'll just need your Mod Podge, your paintbrush, some napkins, tissue paper, book pages. If you want to use, you could also, and we may do another video and use some, what do you call it? I'm trying to think. Scrapbook paper, like old. I was thinking it'd be fun to, I've seen others do it before. It's just been a long time, but to use some, just some scrapbook paper and that you don't maybe like, and do some stamping on it, and then decoupage over it and give it new life, So that would be something fun to do. I'm thinking I want to cover this. I'm going to pause for just a second. I'll be right back. Okay. I just grabbed my little mat so that when I paint my Mod Podge, I don't have to get it all over everything. All right. So what I was doing not over the weekend. I don't even remember. I think I did it over the weekend and during the week last week, because I made a few different things with some Mod Podge just to play, because I was trying to, just use up some supplies. Like I did some, like this is ready to be folded. It's already folded and ready to go down as a pocket, but this was a piece from Tim Holtz, and I did that on top of my paper I use for the collaging, and the painter's paper. It's real thin, and I went ahead and did, let's see, I've got a couple of them here. I used my Tim Holtz paper, but you could also use your own handmade, with tracing paper, rice paper that you stamp, whatever, and then put it down over some darker paper to just give it more of a grungy look. Or you could put it on top of course, book page, anything like that. So I made a bunch of that the other day, and I was gluing it down and making cards and tags, and I thought, oh, it's a fun way to use up supplies and make some new. So I made this for my next journal. It's a nice little pocket, and it'll, be glued in as a pocket some way, and then that's that same thing that I just showed you, but glued on to something. So yeah, fun. I even did some vellum. I had printed on the vellum, and I went ahead and glued it down as a pocket on top of a book page and also, and it'll actually, this might end up being like a journal card because it's got the back. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do today, is kind of make a few things like that. So I hope everybody is doing good today. I am back from my niece's wedding over the weekend. Everything went beautifully. I'll tell you guys more about it probably on our Mass Make Monday. Let's see. I'm looking at these napkins and I'm thinking I want some paper that they're going to show, the words are going to show through good on. I think this piece will do well because it's got the white. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the page as my guide. Cut this down a little bit. Okay. All right. I just love doing stuff with tissue paper, and I'm just so blessed that you guys shared with me, because I really did not have a good selection here. It's just, you know, it's surprising. Maybe it's just the stores I go to, but I just never ran into a really, really good selection of stuff. So yeah, to have the opportunity to have some of these gorgeous papers is such a blessing. I'm trying to be super careful how I use them. I don't want to, you know, waste any little tiny bit of them because I treasure them. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Mod Podge, and I'm using a makeup brush for this, if you're wondering, a blush brush that I don't use anymore, and just from Firma. Yeah. So I find that my makeup brushes work very well for my arts and crafts. I know that many of you probably do too. I have seen other people on YouTube use theirs as well, and you know what? I see that there's a little, oh, I don't want to tear this, but there's something sticking up. Oh, it's some Mod Podge dried. We don't want that. There we go. Yeah, Tina always uses to brush to hold this, push it down. She always uses some, what do you call it? I always forget the name of it. I don't know why I always forget the name of it. Anyway, the plastic, the clear plastic. But I don't have any that I want to. I have a little bit that I was sent in one of my Happy Meals. I believe that, I'm getting confused now. I'm not sure if that one came from Laura. I think that I got that one from Laura. Was it Laura or Vanessa? I have a little roll of it, and I don't want to use it yet because it's all I have, and I want to make something with it. So yeah, so I don't want to use it for that purpose. Acetate. Anyway, that's what I was trying to think. Oops, I scratched this one on the corner here. Oh well, I'll trim that off. We're gonna let that dry over here. And when that dries, then I will come back with it and put it down on some cardstock. So, and I've also pulled some book pages that are a little bit fun. I think this is a math book, and this came from my friend Laura. It was in her group of things from her Happy Mail. She had sent me some book pages, and I love this one. It's got all the math on it. I just think that looks fun. So I thought I'd do, let's see, should I cut this down now or just do the, I'm going to go ahead and just do two of them, but I'm going to use one piece here. Let's see. Do we want to do a napkin or... I want it to show through. Oh, this one's fun. Little daisies. Let's do that. If I do more of a spring geared journal, I'll have some daisy cards ready. I did do a spring journal last year. And I didn't have a channel at that point when I did that. I was just making it for myself, and it sold. One of the ladies from not YouTube, from Facebook, she bought it, and she just, oh, you know what? I need it to be a little wider. Well, I guess I could just do it in 2 pieces, huh? Yeah, I'll just do that. I'll cut it in half. Let's see. But she bought it and it has it in her collection. She collects junk journals. She doesn't really use them too much, but she has an amazing collection. And mine is actually there, and it's every time I see her post a picture and I can see my journal sitting up on one of her shelves, I'm like, ah, what a honor, you know, that my little journal is sitting there. Oh, it's going to be a little bit shy. I'm going to save that and trim down another piece that will be the right length. So yeah, it's such a blessing. I'm like, oh my goodness, every time I see her post something on Facebook, she'll post like a new journal that came into her collection, or she'll post the room, you know, showing the journals off, and there it sits in all its beauty. So it's awesome. Okay. So what's everybody been doing? I feel like I'm out of the, like I haven't talked to you guys in a minute because I've been going with the wedding and everything, and getting packed and doing all this stuff. And then yesterday, oh my goodness, you guys, I had such a day. It was Monday of this week. This is Saturday. I believe this video is going up on Saturday. Had such a day yesterday, and so I just thought, you know what, I need to just dive back in and do my Saturday video, because I usually would have had this video done last week, but because I had to pack on Thursday and then get everything ready, and then we left on Friday to go up to the wedding, I didn't have time, you know, to do the video. So it is Tuesday of this week, because yesterday I had to deal with 2 different car insurance companies, and I had to deal with my bank. And oh my goodness, I was on the phone for just shy altogether of 6 hours. It was a ridiculous day. And I even in the devotion yesterday mentioned to you guys how hard a day I had, and I had every opportunity to be negative, and I had to stay positive, and it was not easy. I really had to lean upon the Lord to do that. I'll be honest, I was very upset. And so I had to go to God and say, I'm sorry, help me, Lord, because I can't do this on my own. It was one of those days. So today I was like, you know what, I'm going to get on the video, I'm going to hang out with my girls, do some crafting, have some fun, relaxing, and just decoupaging and making these papers look beautiful on my book pages, and enjoy you guys' company. So praise God, I love you. Thank you so much for being my friends and being here with me, hanging out, just kicking back. I hope you got yourself a cup of coffee or tea or your favorite drink, and that you're relaxing and maybe doing some crafting. And if you're not crafting, that you're just kicking back, listening and watching. That's one of my favorite things to do, is just lay on the couch and watch somebody else craft and talk. I love that. It just relaxes me. So here's a piece of map, and I had dyed it, and I have some pics on the other side, but let's see here. This is, yeah, this is actually England, and I have Paris stamped on here. I think I did this for the scratch journal, and I was just stamping on a map, you know, and I really wasn't paying attention when I did it, and I stamped it. I stamped Paris on top of England, which is kind of funny. Because on this side it has London and Reading and Northampton. Yeah. This is definitely England. So that's okay. That's okay. We're going to go for it. Okay. Should we do another napkin? No. I like the backing. I don't want to cover it too much. Let's see. What can we put on top of it? I really love this paper, Vanessa. Thank you so much, honey, again, for all of it. I really like this one a lot. I'm thinking, I just don't want to waste any of it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, it's hard to cut and not waste some of it. And I love the sound of tissue paper. That light little crinkle, it just sounds so cool. So this is a pretty big piece, and it's long. Would this look okay on here with the bugs and the insects and the flowers and then the map? Maybe I should do, you know what? I bet I should do this piece. Duh. This one would look better, I'm thinking. I don't know if you'll be able to see as much through it because of the coverage of the black, but I think it matches better as far as like the theme of, you know, the piece here. So I'm just gonna cut a thinner strip like the other piece and go right up that center. I can always use these other pieces for belly band, or I can use it for a tall skinny tag. I think once it's on there, I'm hoping. We'll see. Right? We'll see. It's a lot of black. The white is, you know, less distinct, so that's why I'm not sure how well everything will show through, but hopefully there's enough white that you'll be able to see enough of the map and, you know, the stuff, the stamping underneath and stuff to enjoy it. I'm going to probably make it into like 2 different cards where the Eiffel Tower might be split. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay. Which direction does this go? I think it goes this way. I hope. Oh, you can. Good. It is showing a lot. Yeah, it's actually showing more than I thought it would. That's cool. Okay, so now I love the little lines you get with tissue paper. I think they look so cool once they dry that I don't try to get rid of them too much. I kind of just let them happen. I saw a video, I haven't watched it yet, but I did put it in my to be watched. It was, I can't remember who it was. I'll have to go back through and find it by the title, but it said decoupaging with no wrinkles. Like how to decoupage with no wrinkles at all. Or minimal, you know. I'll have to go back in and watch it, but there's that one. Let's see how these guys dry, and these guys are drying. Oh, that dried really well. So, yeah, it's already ready to dry. It's ready to go. So cute. And that yellow paper just really, the book page just really shows through. Let's see this one. Almost. It's just about dry. So I'm going to grab this piece of, let me wipe this down here a little bit, get some of that Mod Podge off. This is my parchment. That's it. It's called parchment cardstock, and I got it at Hobby Lobby. It was 40% off, so if anybody wants some. And it just comes in like 4 or 5 different colors. And this will fit on there just perfect, I think. Yeah. And then I'll trim all this when I'm done. I'm not going to use the decoupage for that. I'm going to use my glue. Sorry about that. I bumped the camera. Let's see if I can get this to run here. I'm using my Aleene's because it's a bigger area. I'm going to try to use my Aleene's. I think just enough air is getting through into my bottle. It's drying out in the, like the top part of my, I'm going to pause for just a sec. I need to clean this out. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I just did not want you to have to sit here and watch me clear my glue bottle. Yeah. For whatever reason, this particular glue, I always keep the pin in it, but it's been drying out lately. I don't know why. And I guess there's just air getting in there where the pin, it doesn't close it up completely or something. But this glue is better to use for a big piece like this. I put a little too much, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. We're just going to rub it down. We're going to trim all that off anyway, so it don't matter. All right. Do the little Tina trick here. Make sure my glue spreads underneath there nice and adequately. And I do have a crack right there, and I think I'm going to cut this into 2 anyway, so I'll probably use that as a guide, since there's already a cut there. Because I had used, this is a leftover scrap from the other day when I had used the paper, and I did not look where I cut it, so there we go. And we're just going to go up the sides. And we have a lovely journal card to decorate and make into a nice addition to our junk journal. And you could even, like I said before, you could even come back in now and you could do some stamping. You technically, you know, maybe just round off the edges or something, you know. Well, you know me, it depends. If you like those sharp corners, that's totally up to you. I just have my eyes tend to want to clean them up a little bit. But what I was going to say is you could even go in and just leave it this way, because I mean with the book page, and then distress it around the edges if you wanted to give it a little more grunge. You wouldn't have to really do a whole lot with this. Once it's completely dry, you can see there's a little bit of wet. The glue still got a little white look to it, but it's actually a really nice card all on its own. So you don't have to do a ton of work on these. And they are by scratch. There is no, you know, I didn't use anything fancy to create it. I just used my book pages and my napkins. So this one is going to be a smaller card, which is okay. The small ones are needed as well. You don't have to have a huge card for the junk journal card. I mean, for your journaling card. As we saw a few weeks ago when we did the mini junk journal cards. I gotta tell you guys, my back, it is just, there's times when it's just taking my breath away. It hurts so bad. That mattress. And it's to the point now where it's just so kinked up that everything I'm laying on is bothering me. So now this one is dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it trimmed down. And I think on that one, I'll just go ahead and use a piece. What did I do with it? Oh, I think on this one instead, I'll use my card, my more, what does Tina call it? That buff color? She always calls it buff. I don't know if it's a buff color either, the brown. I just call it the brown cardstock. I think it looks like butcher paper almost, but thick, you know, even thicker than butcher paper. So yeah, I'm going to put it right in that corner. And I hope you guys have been able to see. I'm like keeping myself in the frame. I do not like when I go out of frame or when I have it too close and you guys can't see what I'm doing because I'm so close on top of it, but I get lost in it. Okay, I think that's long enough. Let's see. I think I've got it just about right. Okay. Okay. Give it a good rub on this side. Oh, I'm going to need some up here at the top. Not quite tall enough. Okay. Okay. Get that. I should move these, right? Okay. These are super easy and just, they're fun because you can do anything with them, you know? You can literally create any look. Just use your imagination and go for it. And you can use any papers, any book pages. You know, it doesn't, you're just not limited at all with a project like this. I like these kind of projects because my work ends up being extremely unique, you know. Okay, and then I'm just gonna cut this right up here in the not exact middle because I have the doubling of the paper on this side, so this one will be a little bit taller and thinner. Or thinner than the other, not taller because it's the same height, but okay, so there's that one. It's got the little math, you know, in the background. I just think that's so cute. And we got that one, which is a little bit bigger. And I'm cutting that completely crooked. There we go, that's a little better. Sometimes it's easier to see it from the back on the blank paper for whatever reason. I think the images can throw your eye off a little bit, you know. And as you guys probably know, when you cut from behind on stuff like this, you get some interesting outcomes that you don't always expect, you know. It looks a little bit different than it would if you cut and know exactly where you're cutting, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, how's this one doing? Are we dry? We are dry enough, and you can see lightly the Eiffel Tower behind, but you can definitely see the map. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of my parchment paper. I think I use this one, this color. This map page is almost, I think it's almost exactly the height. Yeah, just about. So, okay, maybe I'll put it directly on here instead of on the other paper, and that way I get it in the right spot. Okay. And like I said, I'm just going to cut this down like I did that math page as well. Do like Pam and do a big X. Okay. I'm so used to my art glitter glue. This glue's much thicker compared to that glue. You can tell a pretty big difference with it. Okay. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that is an 11-inch page because it seems to be fitting right onto the cardstock. I did not get Mod Podge over here underneath. In this very corner. Here, I don't even think you can see what I'm talking about here. Over here, I didn't get any. So I'm going to go ahead and get that down. Okay. Okay. And now, I'm seeing, oh, you know what? That might just, yeah, never mind. That's okay. It's just from, all right. Now we're just going to trim this down. I'm thinking it's almost, like I said, the exact same size, so pretty sure I don't have to trim anything but the tissue paper, actually. Now on this part, I went a little bit crooked, so I am going to go, I did not take it right to the edge is my point. So I'm going to bring it in just a little bit, make sure I cut off that part. And on this side as well, because it's uneven, so try to even it out as I cut it into its sections. Okay. Now, this is going to be an interesting, I may make 2 smaller journal cards, one on the top and one here. And that way I don't cut that Eiffel Tower, because this will be a tag. You can see it through there when you're looking at it. So it just, I don't really want to break it apart if I can avoid it. So, okay. All right. Can you guys see? I like the map paper behind it though. I do. And this one, like I said, I'm going to put this one as a tag. Even though it's sideways, the map is sideways. I don't care about that. It'll be fine. Let me get my little handy dandy tag maker here. Use the smaller side. I have 3 sides cut in different sizes. If you are wondering, just use an old store card or an old credit card, and you can cut those corners down into different sizes and make your own tag corner maker. Okay, not my idea, totally somebody else's. I took from someone else. There's many people who mention it online because it's a very common way to do that. So we have a tag, and then we have this nice big journal card, and then we have the smaller journal card. So how quick is that? We've only been going for 30 minutes. We already have 2, 4, 6 journal cards and a tag made. Super easy peasy. And just as a reminder, they look like this. Okay, and the little daisies. Now I'm going to put these underneath something. I'm going to sit them under my computer so that it'll hold them down while they dry, because otherwise they curl up somewhat, you know, and get that curly curve while I do some more. So I'm going to grab my music paper here. I have some really old music paper that I love, and I'm going to cut this down because it's quite big, this page. Okay, and I think I'll even trim. I might leave a little of the edge so I have some room to trim on it later, but I'm going to trim off most of the edge here. Okay. What do we want to use this time? Let's see. Oh, I love this napkin so much. Look at that. I'm going to use that as one side. Let's see. I wonder how much of the music will show. I hope. I can see it a little bit already, so I'm thinking it's gonna work. Betty shared her napkins with me, and this was one of them, and oh, I love it so much. You know what I'm thinking? This has like really cool designs on it, and it's the back half of this. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and do this side with these designs and let the music show through, and then maybe stamp on that. Let's see how that goes. Okay. So we're just gonna prep our page with our Mod Podge. And I use, if anybody's curious, for the most part I use satin. I do have a big thing of matte up there. I like the satin Mod Podge. I like the way it looks when it dries. So I tend to use it more, but I can't find it at least at Walmart. I haven't been able to find it in the big one. So I always get the smaller one. But yeah. I probably will have to eventually just buy it online in the big one. I'm being so frugal right now, though I can't do that. So, okay. And there's that side. Got my crinkles that I like. Okay, and then we'll go back over it. I love the way this brush, it's a very soft blush brush, and it just makes spreading the Mod Podge really easy. I like that. This will probably become, unless I need a smaller one or a bigger one for an area, this will probably become my main Mod Podge brush. If you have one of these big fluffy blush brushes you're not using, might want to think about trying it out. Okay, so there's that one. Let's take this up and let it dry. Move it over here to the side. I'm just sitting these up on my rack over here I have with my scissors and stuff. Okay. The only reason I keep cleaning up the Mod Podge, if anybody's wondering, is just because it gets sticky and I don't want it to stick to my book pages as much as possible on the back side, so that's why I've been doing that. Now I did bring this bag, and it's one of the bags that Laura sent me that I am so in love with, and I haven't even dared to play with yet. I just love touching them. But I was thinking, you know, I could make a cute little, you know, journal cover out of this or something. So I was going to take possibly a napkin. I've got, oh my gosh, there are so many beautiful napkins here to choose from that I just don't even know. I love this napkin. I just love it. The blue with the gold looking bees and the flowers and all that. I don't think it'll fit. Yeah, it's not quite. And it would only do one side because I only have the one. But let's see. I grabbed one of these bigger ones. Or I could just use a piece of the tissue paper too, because it's nice and big. Oh, you know what I could use? Oh yeah, where did I put it? Right here, one of these pieces. Oh, Betty, I have not even dared to use this yet. I love this tissue paper, and I've seen tissue paper like this on Amazon, and I just haven't spent the money on it yet, but this makes me want to. I'm thinking, I know it's the same color as the bag, but it would just look so cool as a cover on the bag, you know? But then, and because of all the words, I was thinking, I don't know that I want to use it on a book page, you know? Because then the words would just kind of, I don't know. But I was thinking I could do it on this bag and just do one side at a time, or, let's see, how wide is this? I'm going to move everything over a little bit and see. Yeah, I can fold this over and do both sides. No, I won't be able to do them at once, but I could fold it, I could cut it so that once it dries on the one side, I could then just fold it over and do the other side so it would be connected. Does that make sense? So I wouldn't have that edge. That's all I'm thinking about. Let's see. fold over, like so. Okay. And I want it going as close to that edge as possible. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to trim it. I'm going to be out of your sight for just a second, only because I don't have the space to do it under the camera. I apologize. I'll be right back over there, though. Okay. One of those little bit of a hassle, messy things, but I think in the long run for me it'll be worth it to do this way. I will be a little bit of trimming going on at the end because, oh, I think I just went way off. Did I? Or did I just bring it over to the point where it'll be okay? I may have to patch this little corner right here. That's okay. I went off on my scissors right there. I know it seems weird, but I'm going to patch that little piece on there so I don't have to waste any of it. It just needs a little bit on the corner, so we'll see. Let's see. Sorry if you hear me. All of a sudden, it's my back. I apologize. It's kind of a nuisance, but it's just what I'm dealing with right now. Okay, so you know what? Let me stick, I'm going to stick this piece right here, just inside. Let me see. I don't want to get the Mod Podge all over the inside of the bag. That's why I'm just doing that. Okay. Anyway, I'm sure most of you caught what I was doing. I hope this works well, because if it does, I will be really excited to have this as a little cover, you know. It'll just be fun. I haven't done anything with bags much with you guys, I don't think. I've done a few things on my own, but I don't think I've ever really done anything on camera. So yeah, we'll see, right? We shall see. Let's see here. I think if I bring, oh, you know what? I had that exact, didn't I? I've got to be careful. I'm already making a mess of this. Okay, Tara. Calm down, girl. Just do it right. Yeah, we might be doing some patching. That's just going to probably have to be the way it is for me. Oh, I love this paper so much, though. And these bags that I want it to be right. This I'm actually trying to get the little crinkles out of, and I'm tearing the paper. No, 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 don't tear the paper. Just leave them, it's okay. I tore it right there. But as we know, it can be patched. This is why Tina uses her acetate right here, is because she wants to not tear anything. I'll go ahead and use that little piece I cut off for that corner. I can cut another one. That's no biggie. There we go. There. Just patch over that. Bring my little piece back in, because now I'm going to go back over this. I am making a mess, huh, guys? You know, the more you want something to work out, the more difficult it is to get it to work out, especially when people are watching. At least that's my experience. It's almost like, you know, test anxiety, having you guys watch me do certain things. Because I mess up a lot of stuff. So you're very patient with me. Thank you for that. Actually, the ones of you that I've spoken with tell me that you love that. And then when I mess up, and I just go with it because that's life. Yeah, so hopefully more of you feel that way than not. I do. I love when other people just let the process happen the way it happens for them. I appreciate it as well, so that's kind of why I do what I do, because I figure if I like it that way, then others probably will also. So we're going to let this side dry, and then I'm going to do the other side and fold it over. Well, I've got one spot over here that's not stuck down. You know, that Mod Podge actually starts to dry pretty quick, and if you don't get it down correctly, it can kind of mesh up and lift on you, you know. Okay, here we go. Sit you over here, and let's see how our baby's doing. Still drying, so we'll do another one. What time is it? Okay, one more, and then we will go back to, well, let's see. Let's decorate one. How's that? And then we'll go back and we'll do the Mod Podge on. Let's just play for a minute while we wait for that one to dry, and I can do the other side. And we'll see how it turns out. Okay? Let me see. Pardon me, I've got a frog in my throat. Now, where did I sit all the ones I just did? I'm so funny. I'm, like, probably covered them up here with my stuff. Knowing me. Oh, I sat them under the computer. Who sent me that thought? Let's see how they're doing here. They're a little bit stuck together because of the Mod Podge, but that's okay. All right. At least they're still flat. Yeah, you're starting to be able to see that Eiffel Tower behind there really well, actually. It's covered with the swirls, but you can tell, you can definitely tell what's behind it. What's behind the swirls. I'm going to grab my, ow, ooh, sorry guys. Bending over to the left. Note to self, that hurts. Okay. You know, it kind of takes your breath away when you have pain like that. It's, yeah, it does me. So I'm just going to cut these corners. Let's see. Should I sew these? That would be cute. But you know what I think I want to do is some faux, just around the edge. I think I'm going to do some faux stitches instead. I wish I were good. There's this one lady I watched, and she was so good at it. And I've tried it, and I'm just not that great. But she went around the edges of stuff with a pin, and she'll just swirl and make it look like a funky stitch. It looks so cute, you guys, but every time I go to do it, it just looks like a scribble to me, so I don't tend to do it. Like, she'll go along straight, and then she'll do like a, you know, a swirly type of knot, kind of. And then she'll keep going straight. And it looks so cute, and I'm always like, oh, I wish I could get that down. But I just don't seem to be able to. So I'll just tell you guys about it. And I'm not even sure who it is does it. I think one person I've seen do it is Shanuki Art. Shauna from Shanuki Art. I believe her name is Shauna. And yeah, I think I've seen her do it. But there's others too. And I'm like, oh, they're good at that. They are good at that. So because of my trip this last week, and because the week before I had to go exchange my printer, I have missed 2 Thursdays with my Valerie and Desi crafting. So hi girls, hopefully I will be there this Thursday. I've got so much catching up to do. I'm a little concerned, but I'm hoping I will be. You will have known by now if I got to come. Okay, that looks pretty cute. I like that. So we have little faux stitching around the edges of that one. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a little decorating with this piece. And let me see, what do I have here? I have my little words. Do I have anything with yellow in it? I don't do a lot of yellow. So when I go to, you know, have something in front of me that's yellow, I'm kind of like, I do have some brown here. Words. Oh, I have this. That's cute. Brave. Ready to face and endure danger or pain. Showing courage. I have these darker ones. Documented. Love yourself. I like that. And where's my brown? I have not crafted. Not really since I got back home. I've kind of just not done much, and it's weird. I took a little break, I think. I haven't. I think I've told you guys before that one of the reasons I love this junk journaling world is because I can use so many different things within it that I don't get bored. Yeah, I get bored really, really easy, and it's annoying, but it's true. That I do, and my mother was like that. We used to joke, you know, Mom never finished anything she started, or, well, she would say that about me, and I'd be like, well, what about you? You know, you're the same way. She would finish her knitting projects if they kept her attention long enough, but I'm that person who, I'm worse than my mom ever was. I totally get bored, and I will jump from craft to craft to craft. Like, I'll do something for a while, and I'll finish the projects I'm working on, but I'll get bored really fast. And yeah, so, you know, she was right about that. But I just, this last week or so, I've been noticing that I'm kind of like not feeling it. And so I had to take a little break. I did. I think I needed one. I haven't slowed down in over almost 2 years of doing this now. It'll be 2 years. Actually, I think it's going to be 2 years in July or June that I've been doing the crafting with junk journals. I'm looking for my ink. I'm trying to remember, where did I put, because I have one that I think would go. I think it's in here though. I have my Tim Holtz distressing case, and then I have some that are elsewhere. And I gotta, let's see. I do have rusty hinge, and I have brushed corduroy. I think would brushed corduroy show up? Let's just see how dark it is and if we can even see it. Yeah, and I think it might go with these little daisies. Let's try that. There we go. Just a few butterflies. Couple going off the page here. Oops. Maybe one up here in this corner. Let me see. There we go. All right, one tiny little spot of one there. So there's some butterflies, and I hardly ever, oops, wrong one. I hardly ever use this. It's like brand new. I bought it, and it doesn't, I find that it doesn't go with a lot of what I work with, so I haven't used it. It's kind of a gold look to it, isn't it? Now, let me see. I was thinking of doing some, a few words, maybe. If I could find the one I want to use. I don't see it here. Why isn't it here? It should be in here. Trying to keep, oh, here it is. I'm trying to keep all of my my favorite stamps that are smaller in one place, so that when I go to use them, they're handy. So I'm just gonna do a few spots of, I'm not gonna, and I'm using the black since there's black writing in the background on the thing itself, the page, the book page, I mean. I'm gonna do that one again. Okay. I wish I were better at getting them straight. I have a tendency to make them crooked. I know, use the block and do it right. You know me. Heaven forbid I follow a rule like that. Okay, so I have these beautiful ladies, and I finally printed, I've shown them to you before, but I finally printed them out on cardstock, and I'm thinking that I may go ahead and use them. They're from Tina. They're one of my first purchases from her shop that I ever made almost 2 years ago, and I just love them. But I think I'm going to put her, I always love her, and we're going to tear her out of the frame. Miss, I believe her name is Ellie. I have a whole kit centered around her in my shop. I love her image. The Lord certainly made her a beautiful girl. She was a beautiful lady. Okay. And there's yellow to her, to this particular picture, you know. So she just blends into this background with the daisies and everything perfectly. And I like that. And then it also kind of matches that brushed corduroy, I think. Yeah. And let's do, of course, where is it? Uh-oh, where's it at? Here it is. Let's do just a touch of gold around her picture. You know me, I just got to embellish a little bit with some blingy something somewhere. Even though this is more kind of countrified with its, you know, daisies and stuff, I think that a little brush of gold adds that vintage feel no matter what. And I may do the edges here too. Not a lot, just you know, hitting parts of it, not even the whole thing. Okay. I don't want to cover up all of the, I really like the daisies on that paper, so I'm trying to make sure that I don't cover them up all the way, or at least not, yeah. Put it in a way that you can really see them. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue for this part. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Okay. Let's put her as much. Well, you can go up a little bit. And then I'm going to use this again, and I'm thinking if I want to add love yourself, and that is something that is biblical. God does not want us to hate ourselves. He wants us to love ourselves. A lot of people, myself included, have struggled with that fact, but it's true. It's not pride or arrogance to love yourself. It's what, you know, there's a way to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about ego and conceit here or arrogance. We're talking about loving who God created you to be and humbly loving yourself in a way that is healthy and whole, you know, making you a whole person, trusting that God made you as He chose to make you, and that you're accepted, that you're His beloved, and you're made in His image. So respecting that, all those factors, you know, we don't have any room for arrogance or pride, but loving yourself as God loves you is important. Here we go. I think the leaves look cute on this, and the little vine look, I love that vine anyway. It's one of those things I'm gonna have to go get a little bit more of because I'm almost completely out of the green. I've got like one tiny little strip left, I think. What time is it? Oh, we're at an hour. Oh no. We may need to do a little part 2 of this just to be able to finish up our project. So here is our beautiful little journal card. Oh my goodness, I really like that. I really do. That's very subtle and pretty and old looking, and yeah, I like that a lot. I hope you guys do too. I will be distressing the back. Let's just take a quick peek at our bag over here. It's looking very cool. It's almost dry. Oh, it feels very neat, actually. I don't know if it's shinier because it's that bag or what, but it's so cool. So yeah, I like it a lot. So I will definitely finish this and show you guys in another video what I ended up with, okay? Because I know that you'll be curious. Some of you will. And I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Saturday. I love you guys, and I appreciate you. I really do. You guys cheer me up. You bring me so much joy every day, and I'm grateful for your friendships, and I just love you. I want you to know that. I'll talk to you I'll see you tomorrow for the devotion if you join me, and I will see you on our mass make on Monday. God bless. Bye.